To completely understand the Phillies' current situation, we must go back a bit. After the Philadelphia Phillies lost to the Astros in the 2022 World Series, they were in a relatively good spot. This was their first time back in the playoffs in years, and they had just gone the distance. Just a few position changes and an improved bullpen would seriously take this team to the next level. At least, that's what Philly fans had hoped for. After making it to the World Series, the Phillies decided to keep every significant player already on the roster while making upgrades in areas they thought were needed. They traded for left-handed reliever Gregory Soto, who was coming off of a 30-save season in Detroit, and signed starting pitcher Taijuan Walker to a 4-year contract in efforts to bolster their starting rotation. The Phillies ended up filling a massive hole at shortstop with the signing of Trey Turner, as they signed him to an 11-year, $300 million contract. He did have some significant early season struggles until mid-August, but since then he's been an absolute tear. As soon as the 2022 World Series ended, Bryce Harper decided to undergo Tommy John surgery, which would sideline him for the first month of the 2023 season and prevent him from playing outfield at all during the course of the season. With Rhys Hoskins tearing his ACL in March, there was a natural opening at first base for Harper when he came back from injury. Heading into August, the Phillies were 58-49, as they just haven't gotten hot enough at all during the season. In the final 2 months of the year, they went 32-23 to clinch the 4th seed in the playoffs. They ended the season with a record of 90-72, securing that first wildcard spot. This led them to their first ever postseason matchup with their division rival, the Miami Marlins, who no one expected to make the playoffs. With a run differential of -57 over the course of the season, they heavily relied on their starting pitching and won more one-run games than any other team in the league, which propelled them to the playoffs. Fortunately for the Phillies, Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola were dominant, and the offense backed them up, as they swept the Marlins in 2 games. They held the Marlins offense to only 2 runs and had great momentum heading into the division series. After sweeping the Marlins, the Phillies were destined for a rematch of the 2022 NLDS against the best team in baseball, the Atlanta Braves. The Braves were heavy favorites to win the World Series heading into the playoffs, and were much better than they were last season. Despite this, the Phillies got off to a great start in the series by winning 3-0 in Game 1 while facing one of the best pitchers in baseball in Spencer Strider. Ranger Suarez threw 3 2/3 scoreless innings, while the bullpen threw 5 1/3 fantastic scoreless innings. In Game 2, the Phillies jumped off to an early 4-0 lead and even held that lead until the 6th inning. However, Zach Wheeler ended up giving up a few runs, and Austin Riley ended up hitting a game-winning 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs, propelling the Braves to a 5-4 win and evening up the series at 1 game apiece. While the momentum was definitely on the Braves' side, that didn't stop the Phillies in Game 3, who pulled out a dominant 10-2 win with a great start from Aaron Nola. Nick Castellanos and Bryce Harper each hit 2 home runs in the game, and it was looking like the end was near for the Atlanta Braves. In Game 4, Ranger Suarez threw 5 solid innings, only giving up 1 run, while Nick Castellanos again hit 2 home runs, leading the Phillies to a 3-1 win and another NLCS appearance. While the Phillies were the 4th seed in the National League playoffs, they still ended up being the higher seed in the championship series matchup against the 6th seed Arizona Diamondbacks, after knocking off the 1 seed Braves and the Diamondbacks knocking off the 2 seed Dodgers. Game 1 of the series started off with an absolute bang. Kyle Schwarber hit a leadoff home run, which was followed up shortly by a classic Bryce Harper home run, putting up the Phillies 2-0. By the time the 6th inning rolled around, they led 5-0. The Diamondbacks fought back, putting up 3 runs in total in the 6th and 7th innings. However, the Phillies held on to the game and won by a final score of 5-3. Zach Wheeler pitched 6 great innings again, striking out 8 batters and only giving up 2 runs. Game 2 was yet another nightmare for the Arizona Diamondbacks, who lost 10-0 in an embarrassing fashion, with Trey Turner hitting a home run in the bottom of the 1st, followed by 2 Kyle Schwarber home runs in the bottom of the 3rd and 6th inning. Good hitting from the bottom of the lineup, partnered with 6 incredible shutout innings from Aaron Nola, saw the Phillies slaughter the Diamondbacks. When the series shifted back to Arizona, the momentum also seemed to shift. Diamondbacks, with their backs against the wall, were able to force the Phillies to just 1 run in the game. Great pitching by rookie Brandon Pfaadt, and the deep Arizona bullpen was able to pitch Philadelphia out of the game. Ketel Marte hit a walk-off single in the bottom of the 9th inning off of Phillies closer Craig Kimbrell, giving Arizona the momentum in the series and winning their first game in the NLCS. In Game 4, the Diamondbacks offense got off to a good start, scoring a run in each the bottom of the 2nd and 3rd innings. However, their bullpen proved to be human after all, giving up 5 runs over the next 4 innings and seeing the team down 5-2 heading into the bottom of the 7th inning. The Phillies bullpen couldn't find the strike zone in the bottom of the 7th, and they ended up walking in a run. Craig Kimbrell came into the game in the bottom of the 8th inning up 5-3 and proceeded to give up a 2-run game-tying home run to Alek Thomas, and ended up giving a game-winning RBI single to Gabriel Moreno, the Diamondbacks evening up the series at 2 games apiece. With the series tied at 2 games, most people expected the winner of this game to advance to the World Series. The Phillies offense grinded out 2 runs in the top of the 1st inning, with Bryson Stott putting up an RBI single with 2 outs, and the Diamondbacks defense melting down, giving the Phillies a run off of a Bryce Harper steal of home. The game would remain 2-0 until the 6th inning, where Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper each hit solo home runs of their own, putting the Phillies up 4-0. While Alek Thomas hit a solo home run in the bottom of the 7th inning, giving the Diamondbacks some life, JT Realmuto answered back with a 2-run home run of his own in the top of the 8th inning, leading the Phillies to a crucial Game 5 win by a score of 6-1. In Game 6, the Phillies got pretty much embarrassed in front of their home crowd. Tommy Pham started off the second inning with a solo home run, followed by a Lourdes Gurriel Jr. home run, and then an Evan Longoria RBI, all in the same inning. Aaron Nola and the Phillies bullpen were just no match for the hot Arizona hitters in this game, and Merrill Kelly pitched a great game of his own. This all led up to another Game 7. The series would all be decided in Game 7 the following night. Game 7 of the NLCS featured a matchup between Brandon Pfaadt and Ranger Suarez. Just what everyone thought heading into the playoffs. Exactly what everyone expected heading into the playoffs. Corbin Carroll and Gabriel Moreno grinded out a few singles in the top of the first, leading to Christian Walker giving the Snakes a 1-0 lead with an RBI force-out. The Phillies answered back in the bottom of the second inning with Alec Boehm hitting a solo home run, evening up the score at 1 apiece. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Bryson Stott gave the Phillies a 2-1 lead with an RBI double, giving the Phillies all the momentum. However, in the top of the fifth inning, Corbin Carroll and Gabriel Moreno again grinded out singles of their own, giving the Diamondbacks a 3-2 lead. In the top of the seventh inning, Ketel Marte hit a clutch double off of Jose Alvarado, leading to who else but Corbin Carroll hitting a sac fly, providing the Snakes a much-needed insurance run and a 4-2 lead. The Diamondbacks bullpen held on, with closer Paul Sewald sending the Diamondbacks to their first World Series appearance since 2001. Whether the series loss says more about the Phillies' inability to close out the series or the Diamondbacks' determination to win is definitely up for debate. Just 2 years ago, this Diamondbacks team lost 110 games. They had to grind out their last 10 games of the regular season just to make the playoffs, and now they're already in the World Series. From coming down back multiple runs in each of the wildcard games against the Brewers, to sweeping their division rival Dodgers, to coming back down 2 games to none against these Phillies is an unbelievable accomplishment. This upcoming World Series should be a special one for the D-backs, and this upcoming offseason will be imperative for the Phillies with Aaron Nola being a free agent.